Next, nomenclature of the coordination compounds. You have to nominate. So, for example, all of the first rule is, for example, sodium chloride is there. Here, positive we are writing and negative we are writing. For example, barium sulfate is there. In chemistry, this is the major one. Ba plus sulfate is the negative one, which is 2 minus. Here it is 2 plus. So positive one first you have to write, negative one you have to write. So that's how whenever I was writing the coordination compounds, I was writing like K4Fe, CN6, CO, NH3, 4, Cl2, for example. So here it is negative part. This is negative part I am writing. So that means that this is the positive part plus 2. Here it is the negative part 4 minus. So always you have to take care that the first one should be cation and the second one is the negative one. So the nomenclature also, cation is named first. So this will be first when you write the nomenclature. This one you have to write potassium, that you have to start with the potassium. In both positively and negatively charged coordination entities. So whatever it is. So here it is the positive one first. So nomenclature should be start from here. This is the first rule. The next rule. These rules you should learn. The ligand are named in an alphabetical order before the name of the central atom or ion. So how you have to name these ligands? In alphabetical order. So for example, the compound is CO, NH3, 4, Cl2. Okay, this Cl2. Okay, for example, this type of compound is there. Here some Cl is there. So what they are saying that the ligands are named in an alphabetical order. You have to write in alphabetical order. So what is this one? The name of this one NH3, we have to use it as a amine. So these names I will give you. Okay, I will tell you that you have to remember. What it is? Amine. You have to write. Ammonia, you have to call it as a amine. This chlorine, you have to write it as a chlorido. Okay. Usually for the anion ligands, that will end up with the IDO. For neutral ligands, the name will be same, but exceptional case for the ammonia, you have to call it as a amine. For water, we have to call it as a aqua. If water is there, what you have to use? The ligand for water, it is a aqua. The next neutral ligands, you can call it as the name same as it is. But anion ligands always chlorido. For example, bromine is there, bromido. Okay, last IN you have to remove IDO in nomenclature. And that too, here the important point, what this point says that in alphabetical order you have to write. So what is the amine and chlorido? Which one will come first? Rohini, which one will come? Amine will come in alphabetical order or chlorido come first? Rohini, Vidisha. Amine will come first. So whenever you write the compound name, first you have to write amine. Okay, amine will write first. Next, chlorido will come in nomenclature. Okay, this is the meaning of this point. So what is the next point? Name of the anionic ligands. This point I have explained just now. Anionic ligands end in O. Chlorido, bromido, fluorido, like that. Those of neutral and cationic ligands. So neutral and cationic ligands, usually neutral. Cationic ligands you don't read much. The same, whatever the name is there, that one only you have to use. Except case for water, you have to call it as a aqua. These names you have to remember. You have to practice. For water it is aqua. For NH3 it is amine. Ammonia. What we have to call amine. For CO, which is carbon monoxide. What is the name for this one? Carbonyl. This is nitrogen monoxide. We call it as a nitrosyl. What we call it as a nitrosyl. For cobalt, so carbon monoxide, carbonyl. This is not cobalt, this is carbon monoxide. This is carbonyl. So these are the exceptional cases for the neutral and the cationic ligands. For anionic ligands, what you have to do? You have to add O at the end. Like chloro, chlorido, bromine, bromido, chloro, like that. For example, in the case of cyano only. Okay, O. Cyanide group. Basically, CN means what? Cyanide group. So you have to end up with the cyano. So that is the meaning of this one. So this is like IUPAC has set the some defaults. Prefix is mono, di, tri, ets are used to indicate the number of the individual ligands in the coordination entity. When so what first try to understand what is the meaning of this one. So the meaning of this one is, for example, I have written one compound just now, CONH3 4 Cl2. So what they are saying that if it is more than one number of ligand is there, okay, this you have to write it as a 4. How we call it as a tetra. If it is 3, tri. If it is 4, it is what it is? Tetra amine. Tetra amine. And 2 is there. So what we have to call it as a dichlorido. Dichlorido. Okay. So these numbers you should not count in alphabetical order. This you have to be very careful. This tetra, di, these are the numbers. This you should not consider in as a alphabetical order. Otherwise, tetraamine means you should not write as a second, then dichlorido. So our ligand name is important for us. So this is how, if it is more than one, you have to call it as a mono, di, tri, like that. So usually for mono we don't mention, but for di, tri we have to mention it. For example, tetraamino, tetraamine, dichlorido. Like that you have to follow. So this is the meaning of this point says. If when the names of the ligands include numerical prefix, ligand में अगर numerical prefix है, उसके लिए अलग strategy हमको follow करना है. So for example, what their meaning is, like for example, CH2, NH2, NH2. The compound name of this is, actual IUPAC name compound is 1,2-ethane diamine. 1,2-ethane diamine. 1,2-ethane diamine. In ligand only prefixes are there. In ligands only prefixes are there. So you cannot call it is, for example, COEN. So the name of ethylene diamine, in shortcut in ligands, what we can mention it as EN. That means that ethylene diamine. If this is the compound, okay, if this is the compound. So how to write this one? You should not write as like earlier case, tetrachlorido, tetraamino, like that we have written. So here we should not write like this. So how we have to write in that case? If 2 is there, then bis word you have to use. If 2 is there, bis you have to use. If 3 is there, tris you have to use. If 4 is there, tetrakis you have to use. So what it is, how we can write this one is bis 1,2-ethane diamine cobalt. Okay, the central metal atom always you have to write in ending. And oxidation state also you have to mention. The oxidation state here, for example, here Cl2 is there. For example, Cl2, here it will be +2. So that is only here cobalt will be +2. Okay, like that you have to, this is the way you have to write the nomenclatures. Next point. So that nomenclature we will see with the different examples. That too, which they refer being placed in parenthesis. In parenthesis, you have to write. That we will see with the example anyhow. Oxidation state of the metal in cation. Oxidation state of the metal in cation or anion neutral coordination entity is indicated by Roman numeral in parenthesis. As like I said, for example, bis 1,2-ethane diamine cobalt 2 you have to write, because the oxidation state to 2 it was there. So that is the reason that 2 in parenthesis you have to mention. So that is the meaning of that one. And central metal atom, where you have to write? You have to write in ending. In which? In cation. Next, so these are the another point. This I will post anyhow in your Google Classroom. Another important point. If the complex ion is a cation or neutral, the metal is named as same as the element. So what does it mean? For example, cobalt, NH34 is there. Okay. So if it is in cation, Cl2. Okay, so this is the complex. Here it is +2. That means that this part is cation, or any charge is not there. So in such case, this metal name should be as the same name you have studied in the D block elements. What it is? Cobalt. For chromium. So the same name only we have to use it. How? For example, I have to write this name. How I have to write? Tetraamine cobalt. And oxidation state will be here too. So that is only the oxidation state of that one. So that's how the name of this compound. Cobalt only you have to use. If the same complex, I will remove this one. Okay. I will return here K2, for example. Now this part is becoming negative. This part, because this is positive, right? Then nomenclature will be different. Earlier case, what I have written here, Cl. So here ending also you have to write chloride. Okay, that also you have to write, because this still here it is positive, that part it is negative. So here how it is now, it is positive part, here it is negative part. So how many number of this potassium is having, you don't worry, that no need to mention. For the same case for the chloride also, anion part, this part is more important. So for K2, how we have to write? Potassium, because positive part, right? So potassium and tetraamine, this will common again, tetraamine, but the metal name will be changed here. So how that will be changed? You have to add ATE. In the metal, along with the metal, what you have to do? You have to add ATE. How I have to write now? Cobaltate. How? Again, the oxidation number you have to calculate, according to that you have to do. Here it will become -2. So that only will come, which is not possible basically, So whatever the oxidation state you will get, that only you will write, some X, whatever it will come. So that's a pattern I am saying, that's it to you. For example, cobalt in a complex cation or neutral, we call it as a cobalt. For example, it is a central metal atom is platinum, that we call it as a platinum. The same complexes, if it is in anion, the name of the metal ends with ate, suffix with ate. So how? Just now I have mentioned, it is cobaltate if it is in anion. For some metals, the Latin names are used in the complex ion. So some Latin names also used. For example, iron case, what it is? If it is in cation, we use it as a iron, you can use. But in the if it is in anion, ferrate, you call it as a ferrate. AT you have to add. So this is the steps, and all of you make it. So what it is? H2O means aqua, NH3 means amine, CO means carbonyl, NO nitrosyl, NH2 CH2 NH2. So this is called ethane 1,2-diamine. Why? Because see, 1, 2 numbering, carbon numbering, you have to give. What is the root word of this one? Ethane. So ethane, and number 1, number 2, amines are attached, amine functional groups, NH2. That's how we are giving number 1,2-diamine. If this type of compounds are there, which type of prefixes we use in the coordination compounds? Vidisha, which type of prefixes we use? Do you remember? So usually, so if, for example, this type of compound is CO, NH3 twice. If this type of compound is there, this is called the diamine. Diamine, because the name of this NH3 is amine. So 2 number is there, 2 number. That's how we call it as a diamine and cobalt. Diamine, cobalt. Okay, so this is how it is, di. If CO, this compound is there, like En. In simple shortcut, we call it as a En. This is there. So which type of prefixes we can use? Di, ethane 1,2-diamine, ethane. Rohini, can I write like this? Rohini?
No, sir.
Very good. So how I have to write ethane, diamine, cobalt? So what I have to write in presence of di?
Bis.
Very good. So if number already included in the ligand, so what you have to do? Bis. If 3 number is there, tris. If 4 number is there, tetrakis. If 5 is there, pentakis. So this type of rules already I have discussed, that points I have given in the notes, all that you should learn that one. Okay. So with the different examples we will see now. Before of that one, I will give you some shortcut, but that by that you can remember this one. Okay, how to give the nomenclature. So one example we will see, then I will tell you the shortcut. Okay, so this compound is there. This compound is there. First, always you have to write the whatever it is the number is there. Okay, try ligands. Always you have to write the ligands first. What you have to write? Ligands. Before of that one, you have to write the cation. You have to make sure that cation you have to write. In this one, which one is the cation? This part is the cation part. So first you have written. And this part is the anion part. So the name whatever you write, that should be as a first cation. So first thing is cation should be there. That cation name you give now. Okay, that cation name. So in that also, ligands you have to write first. Ligands. So these ligands you should know first. NH3 means what? Amine. NH3 means amine. H2O means what? Aqua. H2O means what? Aqua. And how many number of amine is there here? 3 number is there. H2O, how many number is there? 3 is there. Okay, so that means that triamine, triaqua. So these you should not consider it as in alphabetical order. So for example, here it is tri is there, triamine is there, but here diaqua is there. Still triamine only you have to write. Why you have to write triamine? You can see after the A, M is coming here. But aqua case, after the A, Q is coming. So which one you have to take? You have to take amine as a first one. That's how you 5 ligands there, different ligands. So in alphabetical order, you have to write it. Is it clear? So now triamine. What is this one? This one. Triamine, triaqua, because 3 water molecules are ligands are there. Here you don't call it as a molecules. These are the ligands. Triaqua. Now chromium. The whatever the name is there, that only you have to write. When it is in neutral complex or cationic complex. Cationic complex. In these two situations, neutral, cationic complex, the actual name what you are reading in the D block elements, that only you have to write. Like chromium, you have studied the for CR what you have studied chromium, that only you have to write. For example, if nickel is there, what you have to write? Nickel, that only you will write. Nickel only you will write. If cobalt is there, what you have to write? Cobalt only you have to write. After that, what you have to write? You have to write the oxidation number of that chromium. This you have to calculate, then you have to write it. In examination, this complex they will give, different options they will give. Same they will give, but after the chromium, what they will do? They will give you 2. They will give you 1. So if you don't know how to calculate this one, that will be confusion for you. Let us see how to calculate this one. So after the chromium oxidation state, you have to write. Then chloride. What is this one? This one is the anion one. That you have to write. Number, for example, here 3 is there. So no need to write trichloride. No need. No need. Trichloride. Because this is not our coordination compound. This is the coordination compound. There you have to focus. This tri, di, whatever. If for example in the cation K2 is there, no need to write dipotassium. Potassium you can write simply. Na2 is there, sodium you can write. Pooja, are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So now what it is this one? What I was talking about the oxidation number. So oxidation number already we have discussed. How you can calculate this one? Cr NH3 3 H2O 3. This is Cl3, anion part. Means 3 Cl minus. 3 Cl minus. That means total charge present here minus 3. So what is the charge will be here? Plus 3. So which one you have to calculate? You have to calculate of this one, X. Chromium you have to calculate. So chromium X plus these are the neutral. Ammonia is neutral. So 0. 3 into 0, 0. This one 3 into 0, water also 0, is equal to the plus 3, because total charge. That's how oxidation number of chromium is how much it is here, plus 3. This 3 number you have to write it as a Roman number. Is it clear? Next complex we will see. Next complex we will see. You should ask doubt if you are having anything. We will see this one now here. Ethane 1,2-diamine is coming. What is coming here? Ethane 1,2-diamine. Diamine, which is actually numbers are there. So what you have to use? Bis, tris, this type of things, sir, you have to use. 2 is there. What you have to use? Bis you have to use. If 3 ligands are there, tris ligand, tris. If 4 is there, tetrakis. 5 is pentakis. So here cobalt complex it is given, and you have to find it out whether that is present in the cationic or anionic. So this coordination sphere is in the cationic only. So by at the end of what the name will come, there cobalt only will come. What that will come? Cobalt only. If it is in anion case, okay, for example, like I have written like this, Na2 CO NH3 4. For example, this one. Here this part is positive, this part is negative. So how we can write this complex name like sodium? Because this is cation. So first you have to write sodium, then tetraamine. Tetra, because 4. Tetraamine cobalt. And what you have to, here cobalt you should not write. Here what you have to write? Cobalt 8. Cobalt 8 you have to write. What you have to write? Cobalt 8. Because 80, if it is in anionic complex, to the metal what you have to add? You have to add the 8. Okay, here also cationic. So name you see now. How you are giving name to this compound. Tris. What it is? This one. Because how many ligands are there? 3 are there. Tris, ethane 1,2-diamine. This is the ligand. Ethane 1,2-diamine. Cobalt. What is the complex oxidation number? If you calculate, you will get the third here. And sulfate, irrespective of number. Here 3 molecules of sulfate is there. Okay, sulfate, anion, what you are writing. So here I will give you some short trick how to remember. You may forget in the examination. Now it can be remembered, but in the examination you may forget this one. Okay, how to remember this one? All of you take it down, this one. CaCl APP. Clap you can remember easily, right? Clapmate. What you have to write? Clapmate. Clapmate. Classmate like clapmate. Whoever is encouraging you, he is clapmate. Okay, if you remember this one, you can. These are some mnemonics. You can remember. You can recollect. Okay, so these are the things I have to take care to write the nomenclature like that. What it is? Clapmate. So C stands for cation. So first you have to write it as a cation, whatever it is there. Sodium is there, potassium is there, whatever it is, or complex. If complex is there, that cation, that should in the first, cation. Next, L. L stands for ligand. L stands for ligand. Okay. Next, A. What is A stands for? Can anybody guess what is A stands for?
Anion.
Anion. Where it will come? Anion. Anion तो लास्ट में आता है ना. Don't worry about the anion. Very good, Pooja. What it is? Alphabetic. What it is? Alphabetic. Because ligands we are writing in alphabetical order, right? That's how it is alphabetic. You have to take care of all these things in your mind. That's how, if you keep in your mind in mnemonics, okay, alphabetical also I have to take care in examination. What it is? A stands for alphabetic. Then this P stands for prefix. Prefix. So you have to take care. Ligands di, tri, like this. Okay, di, tri. These things. Prefix. Di, tri, tetra. This is one type of ligands. So another type of ligands also there, like bis. So that also different type of prefix. So that also, if two different, for example, ethylene one diamine is there. So another one is, for example, ditri is there. So this one you have to write first. Next, whatever the bis, the tetrakase, pentacase, those things you have to write later. So for prefix of this one is what? Bis, tris. So those things comes later, because ligands can be different, right, as a complex. Next, what is this M stands for? Vidisha, what is this M stands for?
Metal atom.
Very good. M stands for metal. So metal comes last. Okay, so this also further, if it is neutral, same name. Okay, same name of element will be there. If it is in cation, okay, in cation it is present metal. So that also same name. There is no change in the element. If it is in the anionic case, it will come. Metal. 8 you have to add, like cobalt 8, nickel 8. If it is Latin name is there, so Latin names will come. If Latin name is there, that Latin names also you have to write. Latin name. For example, iron. What you have to write if it is in anionic case? Anion. If anion case is there, so you have to add 8 to the metal. If it is in anionic case, it's Latin words only you have to use, like ferrate. For example, ferrate. Iron you should not take, but here iron you can use when it is in the cation place. When it is in the cation class, iron can be written. But in the anion case, if that metal is present in the anion, that case what you have to do? You have to write it as a Latin names. So I think you are having this iron one only. The rest all are having no, normal. Okay. But sodium, these things anyhow, that type of coordination compounds will not be there. All of you take it down. Okay, I will then we will go to we will see some more examples of this IUPAC. All these in-text related questions, all of you should write this one, and valence bond theory we are going to complete today. Okay, so that related questions from starting in-text questions from 1 to the what last. In between 9.3, 9.4 isomers related questions are there that you no need to write, and 9.10 that also you no need to write, because that is crystal field theory. After discussion of that one, you can write it. Have you written, Nikhil? Okay. Have you written, Vidisha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this type of complex also can be possible. Okay. So this part is cationic part and this part is anionic part. Okay. So in such a situation, so here the name of this compound in the metal, what name this will come, Aishwarya? What I have to write? Silver or argentate? What I have to write? This is cationic part. This is cation. This is the anionic part. Okay, first I am writing cationic, right? Aishwarya.
Silver only we have the words.
Okay. Here in this complex, this is anion. Argentate I have to write. What it is? Argentate. Because Latin names I have to use. So let us see what is the name of this compound. Okay. So this is, you can see, what is this one? Amine. Diamine, because 2 number is there. That's how diamine. Silver. Oxidation number of this one is 1. So that is the how you have written 1. And this cationic part is over here. Anionic part. Dicyano, because this is ligand name is cyano. Dicyano. Here you are writing argentate. You are not writing here silver. Latin name with the 8 you have to add. 8. argentate. So same element, if it is present in cationic and anionic, you can see the difference now. Very, very important, these nomenclatures. Okay, so all of you write this one, and all of you have to complete in your homework. Take it down quickly. I will give 2-3 minutes time. So all of you take it down. Then you have to complete. Okay. This CO you have to write here. Okay, here. Don't write here. Out of the bracket you write. What is the name of this ligand, Aishwarya? C2O4. What is the name of Rohini? What is the name of
Oxalate.
very good, oxalate. So this name will be like potassium trioxalato-chromate, and oxidation number you have to calculate. What is the oxidation state of oxalate? C2O4. What is the oxidation state? Vidisha, what? How much number? Valency.
-2.
Very good. So by using that one, -2 minus 2 is 3, -3. So -2 into 3, so +3 means -6 it is. But here this is 3 plus 3, right? Here it is -3. How you have to calculate? This is so. So here it is x. So x minus 6 is equal to the -3. X is equal to the -3 plus 6. X is equal to the +3. Like that you have to calculate. Okay. That's how last what it will give name. The name of this compound will be chromate, and you have to write it is 3. All of you have written these 5 complexes, Nikhil. Have you written? This you have to practice at home, and you have to write answers without looking at the notes. You have to write this one. Try yourself first. Okay, all these are there. So you can see here 3 is coming for the second one. Potassium, as I said, trioxalato-chromate. The same way all of you try for